I love boxing because it gives me health and I get fit and I feel young.
I started here and I was very sick. I was got asthma, but now I'm not sick anymore.
Okay, I haven't got the blood pressure anymore.
When I look at them boxing, I feel more energetic. What I've realized, there's no age limit. You find that the more you exercise, the more you feel younger.
Boxing is not easy. They can knock you down. They are my super grannies.
Yes, good morning, viewers, and welcome to yet another life-changing episode of Changing Lives. My name is Anne.
And my name is Justin.
This is a platform where we have people who share how God has rewritten the history of their lives through an encounter with Jesus Christ at the Synagogue, Church of All Nations.
And today's episode will come with a punch.
A punch?
That's right, a punch, as we take the time to discover the inspiration behind the phenomena that you may have heard about recently on international news, South Africa's boxing grannies.
And guess who our guest today will be?
Tell them who it is.
Claude Maposa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is well.
Welcome. Yes, he has gone from competing in bodybuilding competitions to owning and running a gym. Not only focused on building better bodies, but also better communities.
But what inspired him to start such a unique program? Well, let's hear how he was able to make a difference in his world with what God put in his hands.
If somebody tried to attack me, I will punch him really. Really, I will hit him badly.
So now we're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2.
So thank you very much for joining us on Changing Lives. Please tell us about yourself and what you do for a living.
It is an honor to be here. John Claude Maposa, or Claude or Coach, they normally call me that way. What I do currently is a fitness industry based on community development through sport, not only on physical but also emotional and all that.
And tell us about your background in the fitness industry.
My background in the fitness industry, I was an athlete myself. Started with karate, went into bodybuilding, which made me to be aware by people because I was one of the very few people at that time to represent South Africa at an early age. And that was in the juniors, in the seniors, and in the world championships. So by then, after I stopped, and then I realized that there was a lot because not so many people had the opportunity I had, you know. Not many youngsters from the township can even get to my level. And I thought I must find a way on how to empower also the youth to come into the industry, not only in that department, but in every aspect of the department of being in the fitness industry.
Tell us, what was your situation like before you encountered Prophet TB Joshua? and then your situation turned around?
At that particular time, one of my students who saw that I was one of the best in the country at that time, you know, being in just to compete in that level, he introduced me to Emmanuel TV. His name was Harry. And then, at that time, I didn't understand much, you know. It was not something that I could spend my time in. Because if you're doing a lot of worldly life, you are more focused on anything else but yourself. And you don't realize that for you to step out of that life to impact on people, you need divine intervention. And at that time when he gave me to say, no, there's something that I want you to do and watch. Because when you leave that industry, you might have seen the world, but you don't have the world in you. You know, you might be living, nobody will ever remember you. Because that's why you see most of the people, they say you had a legacy, but there's nothing to show off with. So then when he said, he introduced me, I just went home. I looked for the channel. It was very difficult then to even know the channel. And then that's when it started. When I started watching, I'm realizing, oh, something's a bit extraordinary, you know. And for you to help the community, it's not what you know then. It's something different. So I just got glued, and day by day I started, you know, getting interest. Even my physical life had changed because also being in an industry like that, you diet a lot, and your body can even give up, you know. And there's a lot that goes in behind it. So once you leave the sport, it's a little bit of a different sport lifestyle altogether. Yeah. So that's when my life became to be different. You know, to be encouraged and to not to self-absorb into myself, but to the society. That's where all it began.
And tell us, this new venture of yours that has propelled you to the world map, so to say, tell us, how did you encounter the prophet that led to this remarkable breakthrough? Amazing enough, before you see the prophet, you go to the mountain. And when you go to the mountain for prayer, you find there's this unique place. And then they tell you, oh, this is where the church started. Now you're hoping to see all these mountains, baboons, and all this stuff. And then when they take you for a tour, and this is the church you see, so big, and they tell you this is where it started. And you kind of think, and you see people around working the whole day, you know. In your mind, something starts changing you. How you think, because when you come, you're thinking, you know what, I want to get as much money as I want. I want to get, you're not thinking that way, that there's other people out there, you know. So you see this small place, and you want 8 people started here, you know, you're thinking, no, that's human impossible, you know. So you absorb all that within yourself, and you start changing your way of thinking. And so when I had the opportunity to go to the Squan Prayer Mountain the first time I came, and before I even met the prophet, then, you know, they start showing you the beginning, the humble beginning. What you see on TV now, it's reality. And only to see that you see a small room, this room is quite big, and 8 people there, and you're thinking to yourself, how is it possible, you know, for somebody to start in that? And then tomorrow, we are here from all over the world, you know, to encounter that. So that, you know, kept me absorbed in my mindset. So it kept me, when we finished prayer, I said, no, I really want to see what is exactly going on, you know.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I love boxing because it gave me health, and I get fit, and I feel young.
I started here, I was very sick. I was got asthma. But now, I'm not sick anymore.
I'm not taking any tablets. I'm healthy. I'm okay. I haven't got the blood pressure anymore.
Okay, then when I had the opportunity to meet with men of God and in the office, obviously, at first I was hoping that I show him everything that I wanted him to see, my plans and all that, you know, and only to find that he said, no, I'm aware of what you have. And it was like a prophecy that, you know, what you want to do is not normal. And at the same time, what you think you're going to do, it's not going to be exactly what is going to happen. Because now I'm thinking I'm going to have the best gyms in the world. That's what I came for. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to have, you know, I was not thinking, because in our industry, you're thinking of how to make a person look in a certain manner, because I'm a judge of all the fitness industry. So we're looking at the perfect body in life. So that's what you're thinking of. And when he said, what I'm going to do is totally, not even the government can do that, I had no idea what he was talking about. And it's not exactly what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear something different. But then I embraced what he said, and he gave me morning water and to pray about it. He said, no, I will support you, but it's not going to be ordinary, you know. And then I embraced that. I took it, and yeah, the rest was just something else.
Okay, so after you receiving the prophecy, you went back to South Africa. You started a new fitness center in a remote township, not even in the city, in a remote township, and your first customers were grannies. How were you able to relate the prophet's message with that situation, and how did that help you to motivate you to believe in your dream?
Before I went to that one, I was in a different one, where normally that side, it was more of a urban where people can come in. And then when something told me that there's a place that it's in the township, and there's no one there that has ever done this gym community. So I spoke to the community center, and all of a sudden they said, okay, you can come through. So I left to the other side. When I went there, obviously there's no one in the gym and whatnot, and they just gave me a place, and they didn't give me a building. So I had to think, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. It's not a big gym, but this is how I'm going to do it. And when I was doing renovations, the people that caught the attention were grannies, you know, and then these grannies, there were about 15 to 20 of them. And I'm thinking, I still have to do my marketing here. I still have to do ABC. But then I see these grannies, they asked me, we want to come and gym. I thought to myself, God, is it another test now? Because these people, I mean, some of them, they can't walk. Some of them, they've got problems. You can see that, you know, they stay in RDP houses, and they're pensioners. So I thought, this must be a test. But I said, no, but I've been to the prayer mountain. I think I'm going to, you know, immediately if anything goes wrong, I'll just try and phone and say, hey, I've got grannies here, what am I doing? But at that time, something told me, no, give them an opportunity, you know. And already I thought, okay, now I've got 20 members, I must register them. I don't have to look for members. But that, for some reason, gave me motivation to think and go back. When I watch Emmanuel TV, you see, wow, maybe this is a way what I've been told to do, you know.
If somebody try to attack me, I will punch him really. Really, I will hit him badly.
So now we're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. Right now we've got more than about 30 ladies. We take them from 60 and above. On your guard, Gog, on your guard, on your guard, don't forget on your guard.
Ngiyamthanda ngiyayithanda futhi ngoba noma ngihilwa ngizibamba fresh angina-pain anginalutho extra more ngisebenze more like it.
I've never trained somebody that old. I've always thought they're fragile, you know, only to realize that there's more to them and there's more to what they wanted to do. So I gave them an opportunity, and they ended up training me instead of me training them because the energy level was just too high. I thought, okay, now I've got members in the gym, but yet when we look at RDP, it's a rural development, it's a free government. You know, these are people from, we call them pensioners, from 55 upwards. So at that particular time, now you're thinking, okay, I've spent already some money to build this now. Obviously, you cannot charge these people. And, you know, let them, maybe this is the way that I can also give back. You know, so I registered them twice a week, but then I needed more anointing because some of the limbs are broken. Everything looks shaky, you know, and I'm not a healer. And obviously I'm a fitness person, so if you got 20, 30 grannies and the bones are broken, you need 20 instructors to do that. So by the grace of God, you know, what I've been taught, and I could see that I had to follow the principles, you know. So in my small establishment, we studied, you know what, every day I have to start with a prayer. I have to, you know, pray to God, morning water that I've been given, practice to pray because it's not normal anymore. It's not ordinary, you know, you're looking at things differently now. So, and then each and every day they started coming. And to my surprise, when I met the old ladies, when I asked them, Emmanuel, they say, God is with us. I was shocked because this is a place where there's no DSTV. How do they know all that? Because I learned later on, but they seemed to know. So half of them had an idea. So it made my also believe very easy. You know, so each and every day we trained, each and every day we did what? Together we prayed. And then every time there's a birthday, they sing a birthday message, you know, to the prophet. And that kept us, you know, to be unique as a family. At the same time, they must go home. You have to feed them as well. So, but that became a motivation, you know. And when I came again, said to the prophet, he said, no, keep doing what you're doing. I'm aware of that, and we are in prayer. And on his last birthday now, this year, we kept on doing what he has asked us to do. And that's when things just changed. And, you know, for me to think, okay, from what I was doing to what it is now, it's quite totally different. Because you don't expect somebody from China to call and say, I'm aware of what you are doing. And you're thinking, no, maybe that's another test. What am I doing? Saying, no, I've seen boxing grannies. I said, okay, that is a little bit strange. But I said, yeah, no problem. Local newspapers, they want to, you know, interview. So it's almost, you're looking at about 5 to 10 interviews. And now, but I say to myself, we will do what we do all the time. Whether you come and you want to interview, we will carry on what we've been assigned. So each and every day, it's like a museum now. Those grannies, even if you look at them now, the way they punch, you cannot, you know, it's something unique, you know, it's something that is different. And for me, I still have to absorb it because I haven't had time to rest. And every day, somebody else wants to know. And even they're sitting in their houses. Sometimes I have to set up an interview with BBC Yorkshire, with BBC Bristol, and I have to give my goggles to speak, whether you can't hear their language or not, but you can interact with them. So it's an amazing grace that keeps you wondering if you encounter a man of God and tells you that what you're doing is unique, but you need to be in the prayer. You need to maintain. And when it's happening, sometimes you're still not understanding. where and how and what is, because these are not normal people that come to you. Not one day we've ever even applied for anything. But the mere fact of someone out there telling you that I'm praying with you, and the mere fact of you, whenever you're watching Emmanuel TV, you feel at home. I don't have to come this side all the time. But wherever I've been taught, and we do that, we practice that. And today, it's just something different. And as you can see, even on their testimonies, when the granny starts speaking, I've never had a clue that this is what is going on. Because I train them for 1 hour, plus maybe 10, 15 minutes, give them something to eat, then next program, it's something else. So when people come now to testify, or you hear on TV, when they're playing on CNN, what I hear, no, I had cancer, I had this. For me, it's a surprise, because I'm thinking, how is that possible? How is it possible that the person who enters here, sometimes if they want morning water, I have to put in a bottle and say, okay, go do ABC, and they follow that. So it's amazing, you can't explain it. Only God can explain on my behalf,
You were saying something. You said the last time you came during the prophet's birthday, like Prophet TB Joshua's birthday, was there any spectacular thing he spoke about giving at that time that, further propelled your giving spirit, sort of?
With the prophet, if you watch Emmanuel TV, all you see is him giving. And sometimes when you meet the prophet, you want to speak to him for the whole day. Because when you come, you're thinking, I'm going to speak to the prophet the whole day. The minute you enter there, the presence that you feel, even if he didn't talk to you or he spoke to you, there's something that you absorb within yourself inside. There's another voice that you carry along with you. So most of the times it's what you see around you and what you see when you get home, what you see when you just open the channel. All you see is giving back and nothing else. And then you start wondering, then how does he do it? And when you apply that same principle, I've never applied for any of this. People, I've never even sent an application to say, come. Where I send an application, they might not even look at it. But, funny enough, the last testimony I sent an application to another company, one company, and I said, I want to do something for the grannies. And that person said, no, not now. We are fully. And within same day, on one of our networks, the owner of the company said to me, please, I want to interview you. I want to have you on our platform. And I said, even now, they already put that program there. But this other person will have said to me, no, we're not. So I realized that what God can do, no man can stop you. On the prophet's birthday, he said, as a man of God, he said, please spend time with people that are less fortunate than if you want to honor me for my birthday. And that is the only way to honor him rather than whatever gift, because he can get any gift from, but the most gift is to honor those less privileged than you. Be it people in the street, the homeless, the people that don't have what we have, So that was one of those, breakthroughs that came through, where everybody just started coming to want to know what is going on, And then that also inspired me to realize that these are the people that you spend time with. But yet again, their fortune has changed to something different. If you're going to start having international people, even your local people don't even know. In my local, there's those who have come through, but not to this level. They are so shocked to see it on TV. They are so shocked that they're sitting there, they start wondering, where is this happening? But it's just right in the RDP houses. So that also transformed what he has said, that you will see amazing things happening in your life.
I would say it's amazing, because the prophet rightly says that when we give, we are planting seeds that will be multiplied back to us, treasures in heaven that faileth not, and a purse that will never grow old. And he says, when you give, you are like unto God, who gives to all. and receives from none. So definitely when we give, God himself will continue to supply.
Amen.
So as you followed the instruction of the man of God to help the less privileged, help the elderly, do you feel that you have discovered what God has called you to do with this fitness center and helping the elderly? And how does that make you feel that the lives of the people that are coming, that are being changed?
I feel like we can still do more. I feel like I'm still learning, because every time I open, I'm watching 24/7. I sleep watching the Emmanuel TV. You get to know things differently. You get to see the gap in life, that the people that you don't think of. And you feel like you're in training. So presently, I still feel like I'm in training, and but I still feel like I'm in training. Yeah. And I'm still being trained as well to, because it's not an easy thing. You need divine intervention, most definitely, to know the direction. Because the magnitude, themselves, we still find it normal. But only when somebody comes and says, this is what you have done, this is what is going on, this is what is changing our lives.
I'm not taking any tablets. I'm healthy. I'm okay. I haven't got the blood pressure anymore.
And presently, giving back in this magnitude, and to realize that these old ladies are going home, and every time they're looking forward to the gym, it gives me a peace of heart. It gives me something to look forward to myself. Even if I'm down, I know that, somebody else out there needs me. Somebody else out there needs something from me. And them giving testimonies of, hey, I don't go to the doctor anymore. My limbs feel a little bit better. If I don't go to the gym and work out, even my life at home is not as good as it's, And them be able to do what they normally cannot do, that has given me a lot of encouragement. Yeah.
Wow, you've said so much. But I want to ask you, what impact has your dream and your vision got on the international community today, knowing that the elderly ones in society are always subjected to a life of seclusion? So what impact has it had on international communities? Like you said, that people have been calling you from all over the world, that they just want to visit your gym just to see those grannies who are kicking and boxing.
This is overwhelming. And to be known to be one of those fitness coach or that small A-team gym, it's amazing. And it's hard to even think of, because these are not your normal TV stations. These are breaking news. And on top of that, they're talking about what is happening internationally at that particular time. And all of a sudden, they're playing a clip about your boxing grannies and you as well as a person. So it's quite enormous. It's quite overwhelming. And it's something that you cannot explain. Only God can explain. It's quite something different. Because as a person that thought, okay, I'll just be in my industry, you never thought you would go across the board. No. Yes, you want to do that, but not to this magnitude now.
So tell us, countries that have been visiting you so far, since you introduced this.
2 Germany TV networks, and the biggest one in Germany. We've got France, We've got CGTN, that is Central. We've got CCTV China. We've got the Swedish network. We've got BBC, almost all the BBC Africa. We've got the Middle East, Al Jazeera. You know, and some of them, USA Today, even you open, they're just taking all the clips together. You've got each and every one wanting to the story. Each and every, I cannot even, you know, go beyond that because they are being inspired by what these grannies have done. So some of them I can't even, you know, it's just international. Locally, they've been to 405 network. They were just on the studio now. They've been to all the radio station, almost all the radio station, and speaking healthy life. And you're talking of the biggest radio stations in South Africa. And at the particular time whereby people buy slots, they don't even buy any slot. So that has been very magnitude. Yeah.
To God be the glory. That's absolutely incredible. And your fitness center, helping the elderly, has been a source of inspiration for people all around the world. So what is your advice for people who are close to the elderly anywhere around the world? What would be your advice for them?
My first advice is to stay connected to Emmanuel TV. It will change your life. And for some of us, we're still learning how to go about it. And you need someone that has been there, knows exactly, because taking care of our old ladies, it's not an easy thing. And it's never been heard of. It's tough because most of the youth now, they just, maybe they're taking care of their grandkids. They go live life, but you don't realize that those are the people that can change your life if you honor them. Those are the people that you cannot take for granted because they have so much to give. And if you don't give to them, they'll give the blessings to someone because these are ordinary people, you know, being placed in a home where not even anybody visits them. But the mere fact of now even advert, people want to do movies, people want to do ABC based on their lifestyle. So you can imagine what's going to happen to them because they are being seen all over the world. And these are the same people that you lived with. And somebody saw the opportunity and said, no, don't throw them out, you know. And so they are changing not only everybody's life, even their family's life. Those who have thought, no, this is just, you know, so yeah, they've done a lot, quite a lot.
And that's just like, you know, what Prophet TB Joshua has been saying, that, you know, as you help the less privileged, as you help the elderly in your community, you'll begin to discover yourself and what God has called you to do. And that's exactly what's been happening in your life as well.
Most definitely. All I can say now, meeting man of God, having an opportunity to sit with him, and also for him what he said, it has come to pass. The prophecy that he said, you know, what you do is not going to be ordinary, and obviously it's going to be something that unheard of. And now it has come to pass in a manner that no matter whatever happens, you know, people are aware that, you know, to change somebody's life, you have to look after your elderly. And for me, I don't take that for granted no matter what the circumstances. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we've got some questions for some viewers around the world that have been inspired by what you are doing. So quickly read that out for you.
Yeah, Claude, we have questions for you from our viewers. We have, first question comes from Irene, who stays in Luxembourg. And she says, I love your work and how God is using you to impact people's lives so wonderfully. How can I support it?
Most definitely, I will say, look around you and visit the elderly. And, you know, it's safe to start within. And we will also, you know, support in every way we can, you know. If need assistance, we can always be there to come in advice, because it takes one with a big heart, and the heart has to be from God. And if it's not from God, you can do it for today, But tomorrow when challenges come, it's not easy. And it's something that for that person in Luxembourg to see what is happening, obviously she's already been touched. So that's one of the things I can say, you know. And we open to any help we can. And we also like to spread to other places to advise where we can, and to say those who are interested in doing ABC, but most importantly, around you, you will see that there's somebody in need. That's where we can also start.
That's a wonderful advice. I believe Irene is listening to you right now. She's pleased.
So we've got another question from the viewers. It's from Mavis. She's from Scotland. She says, I'm an old woman of 76 years old. I've been very inspired by your program. I always stay at home, rarely going out and engaging in outdoor activities because of the cold weather. What advice would you give me?
Cold weather is actually an advantage, you know, because once you start taking the gloves, as you can see, you will start sweating. So that will, you know, that will be one of those that can even, you know, motivate you more. You know, it's not like us here where it's hot. And already, I mean, our metabolism and our system is already fired up. So wherever she is, I mean, it's just a matter of getting out of that comfort zone and be able to say, you know what, one or two, you don't have to start in a, you know, to say, you know what, I'm going to break a bone today. It's once a day, you wake up in the morning, you do what you have to do. And even on nutrition side, we advise as well that, you know what, you don't have to eat so much or whatever it is. You wake up in the morning, you eat your garlic and ginger. That will wake you up if you are not having people that are around you. And then after that, you just eat your apple and whatnot just to sustain your energy level. So that also gives you an encouragement. And even on our platform, our Boxing Grannies, every Tuesday, Thursday, if you go to the Facebook page, you will see what they did today. So we try and encourage to say, you know what, they are doing it. And it's not that they started today. They've been doing it for a while. You follow them, they couldn't walk, but now they're walking. So, and wherever she is, she shouldn't be disencouraged. Just being around them and see what they do, that will keep it going as well.
Very good, wonderful advice. We believe Mavis is listening wherever she is, and that will inspire her to get the boxing gloves on.
Most definitely. Thank you.
We thank God for the inspiration He has given you.
Emmanuel, thank you.
If somebody try to attack me, I will punch him really. Really, I will hit him badly.
So now we're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. Right now we've got more than about 30 ladies. We take them from 60 and above. On your guard, Gok, on your guard, on your guard. Don't forget on your guard.
Ngiyamthanda ngiyayithanda ibhoxing ngoba noma ngilwa ngizibamba ba-fresh angina-pain anginalutho ba-extra more ngisebenze more la endlini.
I've never trained somebody that old. I've always thought they're fragile, you know, only to realize that there's more to them and there's more to what they wanted to do. So I gave them an opportunity and they ended up training me instead of me training them because the energy level was just too high.
Well, Coach Claude, we've seen the South African boxing grannies and absolutely impressed with their skills and the training that you've been giving them. But it's a shame that there's no grannies around here that you could give a demonstration for.
Oh, come on, wait a minute. Do you need a granny here? I'm here.
You know, let's
do it.
We've got Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's see how the grannies do it.
So all the way to Luxembourg.
Yeah. So Irene, let's show you how we do it.
So the most important part, obviously you don't start with your, you just start off with your warm up. You take this hand, you put it on the other side, you just punch there, just one, and then, that 1, 2, you can punch twice.
Okay.
1, 2, and then you go 3, 3, then, but always make sure that when you punch, you're always on your guard. Your hands is up, right? What it means is when your hand is up like this, it's locked. No matter what happens, nothing happens to you. So when you punch, you just punch 1, punch again, and then on your guard. So punch again, on your guard. So now what you do, if you don't want to guard, maybe I want to punch you back, so you punch 1, punch, and then you just dodge, right? 1, 2, and then I just go down. 1, 2. So obviously now what you're doing, you're also part of stretching. Right, so you just go 1, 2, then I go. Then you say 2 twice, 1, 2. 1.
Wow.
Wow.
This is interesting.
So maybe he wants to 1 or 2 times there.
Oh, yeah.
He's a grandpa.
Oh, this will be awesome. Well, viewers around the world, we've got some lessons from Coach Claude.
Right.
Take some notes.
So instead, I'll ask you to face the other side. Now we want to do something different.
Okay.
Right, 1, 2. 1,
whoa.
2.
This is what the grannies are doing?
1.
Wow.
1, 2. So I can still go down. 1, 2. 1, 2. Up. So at the same time, as you can see, you also, it's part of your stretching.
Yeah, I can feel it in the back. It's really stretching the back out.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
So those are some of the things that you can also do at home.
All right, thanks, Coach Claude, for the demonstration and the lesson.
Thank you. You're more than welcome.
Thank you for joining us on Changing Lives.
Thank you. It is well.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I love boxing because it gives me health and I get fit and I feel young.
Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. We believe that you've been encouraged by Claude's testimony, knowing that each day, as we overcome our challenges, we make history and then fulfill our destinies thereby.
Therefore, if God gives you a vision and it is opposed by men, please do not reduce your vision, but stay in the will of God.
Also, be encouraged to know that whatever you have in your hands today is enough to create the future that God has promised you. But you know what? A seed cannot multiply unless it is planted.
One fundamental lesson we take from Claude's life experience is that those who are placed on a horse should not forget those who cannot ride on a donkey. And this simply means the privileged should remember the less privileged.
Therefore, viewers, what do you have to give? It could be your time. It could be your love. It could be your smile. It could be your finances. It could even be your boxing gloves. I mean, every good thing that God has given you. Find those who need you and build your life around your contribution to others.
So where are your elderly ones? Look for them, find them, and care for them, and you will reach old age. Well, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Changing Lives. From me, Justin.
And from me, Anne. Remain blessed.
This guy, I will love him so much. That is everything in our lives. He's a good coach. I hope he'll be here forever. Because without him, I don't know where maybe I wouldn't be here by this time.
Boxing is not easy, but what they do it's super awesome. Punching their fists, they can knock you down. They are my super grannies.